Hello there. Let's start this off by taking a look at the motherboard and doing an overview of the motherboard and motherboard components, real basic, real simple things, and disassembly of it. So first of all, a good tip is if you're having your components and storing your components, you kind of want to have them in a static plastic bag to stop any static electricity from potentially harming any of your electronics. So with that, I'm going to take that out of the static bag and have a look at this Chinese x99 Intel motherboard. So before you really want to start any work, you want to discharge yourself of any potential static electricity. So let me go ahead and touch something metal, which I've just done. And they also sell static electrostatic discharge wrist straps, but I've never used them and I've never had a problem, but I've always discharged myself by touching something metal. So here you go. Here's a really simple motherboard, and as you can see, you already have a M.2 NVMe SSD installed on it, and I have the CPU still installed, and these are the mounting for the air cooler, for the CPU air cooler. So yeah, let's go over some real basic components of the motherboard here. So you can see these slots. These are what they call expansion board slots, or PCIe slots. And without going too crazy into detail, these PCIe slots have different generations, like 2, 3, and 4, and they have different bandwidths, but that's kind of beyond the scope of that for right now. But this is where you'll be putting your different cards in, like your graphic cards in. So yeah, this right here is the CPU. This is the quote-unquote brains of the computer. And as I mentioned before, these are the CPU mounting brackets, but we'll go over that when we actually build it. This here is a cooler, and underneath you can see these capacitors and these oh, I forgot what those are called. They basically smooth out the power supply for the computer, and so these components get hot, and that's why you have a little fan here that'll dissipate the heat. You have these little things here, and these are your RAM, your random access memory. And I believe this board is, this generation has DDR4, and I believe the rated speeds were 2133 or 2400. So a little slow by today's standards, but it works well enough. Let's see, this is the chipset for the motherboard, and it has just a standard aluminum cooler. Here you've got some power inputs that power the motherboard and the components. You have an on and off switch, you have a reset switch, then you have a code indicator for when you boot up, if there's a problem with boot up. And then you have your various headers here that are for your fan, your audio, and things of that nature, which we'll go into more detail. Here you have what they call a CMOS, which is basically is a battery that helps for the boot up. There's on your motherboard there's installed programs that are really small that basically tell the motherboard to boot up. It's like a bootloader type of thing that gets your operating system to go when it reads zero from your hard drive. But again, that's a little bit more in depth later on. And so on this motherboard, we have the input-output. As you can see, there's a mouse and keyboard inputs. Then you have some USB 2 and USB 3. And then you have I believe it's a gigabit Ethernet. And then your audio line ins and lines out. And then here, you've got your USB 2 and 3. And yeah, so I've ran this computer before, and I'm a casual gamer, but I do more productivity, and it's suited my needs. Like I've played GTA 5 with my 1080 Ti, and I didn't have any stutters or anything, but you know, I'm not a crazy gamer by any means, but I was happy with it. So let's do a quick teardown. It's not that hard. First, let's take off the memory sticks, and we'll show you what those are. It's really easy. All you have to do is just these little clips here on the side. You can see these little clips on either side of the memory stick. You just press them down and away from each other. Just simply like that. Just press them down and away. And that will allow you to pull out the memory stick. And I bought these, good Lord, maybe a decade ago, 9 years. My, how time flies. I don't know if I can get it to. Anyhow, it's a Team Group 4GB DDR 2400. It's got the timings on it. I don't know if it's going to focus, but yeah, I've got quite a bit of memory on this thing. So I'll pull these sticks out. And actually, I've got a mixed set, which you can actually mix RAM. It actually works. And on my system, I've never had any problem, but I did be sure to keep them channel. Each slot has a channel, and I'll go into the detail with that later on, but I matched each channel and I never had a problem. So yeah, go ahead and pull those out. Doop. Pull that out there. Doop, doop, doop. Pull that out. There we go. Okay, so pulling out RAM is very easy. So let's take a look at removing the mounting for the CPU cooler. Really simple. Just 4 Phillips head screws or bolts, whatever you want to call them. I'll take that. It's been a while since I've disassembled anything, so yeah. And these come off really easily. And this will set that aside. And then there we go. We have the CPU. Now I'm taking the CPU out because there's a little bit of what they call it, CPU cooler, not coolant, CPU paste. My brain's not working, but I have some CPU paste, cooling paste that I want to remove so and clean up. But it's really simple to take out the CPU from this clip mechanism. So basically you have a little lever, goes in and out. You just let it spring up. It's kind of spring loaded. Spring up, and then you just see the spring action, the lever right here, and it's got a little catch. And then all you do is move that out of the way. This retaining unit is what pushes down on the CPU to make contact with the grid array. And all you gotta do is just pull it out. And there you go. And here we go. I don't know if I can get the letters to work or not. But yeah, there you go. This is what a CPU looks like. And this was a CPU server, CPU chip that I bought offline, pretty cheap. It was like, I don't know, maybe $100, $130 at the time, and it was an 18 core or 16 core, I gotta remember, but it really boosted my performance. So as you can see here, real quick, your motherboard, the little square you see in the middle has a bunch of pins, and they call that LGA, or land grid array, I believe is the acronym. But those are little tiny pins, And what those little tiny pins do is I don't know if you can see all those little hexagon or squares. Those actually make physical contact with that and make contact with the CPU. So now, okay, I'll put that down. Then taking out a NVMe M.2 slot is very easy. All you gotta do is just remove the little screw here. Be careful not to lose it. Set it aside, and as you can see, it popped up a little bit, and all you have to do is just gently pull it out, and there you go. You have a NVMe slot. It's a 960 EVO, 500 gigabyte, and it has been very fast and very performant for me. So yeah, and as you can see here, here is where the slot goes in, or the and then there's the mounting brackets for it. So yeah, that's a really quick and dirty disassembly and quick overview of a basic motherboard.